I joked, "Do you want to move in with me?" The next day, she asked, "Is your offer still good?" It started as a joke, one careless, playful line tossed into the "Subscribe a story a day. Let's start." The air like a feather. I didn't expect it to land anywhere, let alone on her heart. The night we were walking home from the cafe, Hannah pulled her coat tighter as the wind cut through the street. She had always been delicate in the cold, cheeks turning pink, fingers stiffening no matter how many times she rubbed them together. "You know," I teased, nudging her shoulder, "you could just move in with me. Warm radiators, hot coffee, and unlimited access to my hoodie collection." She laughed, this soft, musical sound that always made my chest feel lighter. "Oh, please, Daniel," she said. "I'd mess up your organized, color-coded life in one day." "Maybe that's exactly what I need," I joked. It was harmless. At least I thought it was. That night I went home thinking about her more than I should have. Her smile, her quiet strength, the sadness she carried but never explained. I didn't know then how much that single joke meant. The next evening, my doorbell rang precisely at 7:03 p.m. That was unusual. Hannah wasn't the spontaneous type. I opened the door expecting our normal quiet hangout, but instead, she stood there clutching a single duffel bag, black, worn and clearly overstuffed. Her eyes were red, swollen, not from the cold this time. "Is your offer still good?" she asked, her voice trembling just enough to break something inside me. I stepped aside instantly, heart hammering. "Hannah, what happened?" But she didn't answer right away. She walked inside as if scared the world might yank her back out. She placed the duffel on the floor and hugged her own, arms like she was holding herself together. I didn't have anywhere else to go," she said finally. My brain raced through possibilities, family trouble, a breakup, something worse, but I knew better than to push her. Hannah shared things like someone handing over fragile glass, slowly, only when she trusted the person not to drop it. "Of course it's still good," I said gently. "My home is yours. Stay as long as you need." Her shoulders collapsed in relief, as though she had been holding her breath for years. And that was when I truly understood. This wasn't about convenience. She had run from something. For the first 2 days, she barely spoke. She slept mostly, curled up on the edge of my bed while I took the couch. Sometimes she woke up gasping, her nightmares clawing at her throat. I'd hear her whisper, "Please, stop," before she pulled the blanket over her head. On the 3rd day, she finally talked. "My mom's boyfriend came home drunk again," she said quietly while stirring her tea. "He threw a vase at me because I asked him to lower the TV. My mom told me to apologize to him for provoking him." She looked at her hands, fingers trembling. I packed my bag and left. I didn't know where else to go. And then I remembered your joke. A tear rolled down her cheek. "I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have shown up like that." My heart broke in places I didn't know existed. "Hannah," I said, placing my hand gently over hers, "you never have to apologize for choosing safety." She swallowed hard, her eyes finally meeting mine. "No one's ever said that to me before." Living together wasn't awkward. It was calm, soft, healing. She filled the apartment with small things. Her lavender shampoo in the bathroom, her favorite mug with the chipped handle, her stack of books that always fell sideways on the shelf. My place, once plain and quiet, now felt warm. But it wasn't just the physical changes. It was the way she hummed while cooking breakfast, the way she laughed louder each day, the way she started taking up more space, emotionally, spiritually, like a flower finally receiving sunlight. One night, we sat on the floor eating takeout because I had accidentally burned dinner. She laughed until tears formed at the corners of her eyes. "You know," she said, nudging me, "if you keep cooking like that, maybe I should move out." Her voice was teasing, but her eyes were searching. "I don't want you to," I admitted. Silence, gentle, careful silence. She leaned her head on my shoulder. "Good," she whispered. "Because I don't want to leave." My breath caught. The world slowed. "Hannah," I said softly, "that night you came here with your bag. You didn't just walk into my apartment. You walked into my life." She reached for my hand, lacing her fingers through mine. "And I'm finally starting to believe," she whispered, "that I deserve to stay." Months later, her duffel bag still sits in the closet, not because she's leaving, but because she never needed it again. What started as a careless joke became the moment that changed both our lives. Sometimes the things we say lightly are the things someone else is silently praying for. And sometimes one small offer, joked or not, becomes the place where someone learns they are safe, wanted, and finally home.